Hello there, it is fantastic to see you. I hope that you're having an amazing day today. I'm stoked to bring you the things that I pulled from my collection to use for the month of June because I'm excited to jump around my Kat Von D palette quite a bit and share some get ready with me's. In fact, the most recent get ready with me I filmed is a kind of a cherry limeade inspired with a lot of hot pink and green eyeshadow, so I'll want to link that video in the card above as well as the description box below. I'm currently working on editing a blue eyeshadow look, but then I was kind of thinking I wanted just a simple, streamlined, basic makeup look that still keeps me focused on some of my shadows from the Kat Von D Vida Loca Remix palette, but that also would include my Naked 3 for one of my choices for the hashtag It's Been Emotional Project Pans. So let's get to it. In fact, this will also be one of the get ready with me's that I post because it is very inspired by one of my most favorite looks I've ever panned from all time. It was while I panned the Loca Pro palette. I loved using the shades Mauve, Light Bronze, and Pewter together, and it's always been something that I've kind of tried to recreate with every palette that I've panned since then. So I'm thrilled to be able to get something close. And honestly, once this look is on the eyes, it's kind of reminiscent of the Naked 2 palette, weirdly enough. So that's kind of a fun find, but I've been super inspired by these glasses from Vermu. I wanted to bring them out again. I wanted a shift into cooler toned makeup because I'm kind of over the warm trends at the moment. I've also been inspired by these earrings that I bought off of Etsy not too long ago, so I'll link the shop below if you're also wanting some super lightweight earrings for summer. These literally go with everything. So fun times. I do have some rollover products from last month because I wanted to make sure that I had a foundation routine that I know works, because switching around with eyeshadows, like especially wearing blues and purples and pinks, it really, like, your foundation routine and glasses choice can make or break the makeup for sure. So I wanted something that I know works. So let's go into eyeshadows first, and then we'll start talking about the rest of the products. So in terms of my Kat Von D Vida Loca Remix palette, with this basic look, when I just want something that I don't have to think about in the morning, or, you know, having a busy day in front of me, the colors that I'm going to be focusing on are Legend. I'm actually using that on my lid. I've got it topped with a Wet n Wild liquid shadow right now, but I love using it on its own over a champagne eyeshadow base. I'm also focusing in on Black Metal as my liner, as well as Skulls to highlight. I don't really like this shade on its own. It's a little too stark and ashy looking on my skin tone, so I've been mixing it with other lighter toned highlighting shades to make it work for me, and I've been pleased with that result. And then I'm also going through with Echo. It's actually what I have on my lower lash line, just for a really strong pop of color, and also too, it's kind of my favorite way to wear Echo because the shade can be kind of a pain in the neck to work with on its own. So that's kind of where I'm thinking with the Kat Von D palette. I've been able to finish a couple more things out of it between using them, making Franken shades and whatnot. So the palette's going to look pretty different coming up in a couple of weeks. So it's made me jump around in my collection a whole lot more as well. So in terms of the Naked 3 palette, my goal for the hashtag It's Been Emotional Project Pan is basically to hit pan and limit and nooner. I love mixing those together for a really soft mauve transition area. But what I've been doing lately for this look is I'm mixing Strange in with Skulls to kind of tone down the starkness of that white shade, and also to give it a little bit more of a sheen instead of, like, not glitter, but I don't know, Skulls is pretty sparkly on its own. I don't know, like this tones it down. I feel like it tones it down. And then also what I'm doing is I'm going through and I'm mixing, in order to get the pewter shade, what I've really discovered I like doing is taking a swipe of Liar Factory and Mugshot all together, and then I apply them into my crease area, and then to really deepen up that outer third, I will go through either with Dark Side, or if I really want something strong, I'll go through with Black Heart. So that's been kind of a fun just discovery into this palette. Is, like I said, this kind of gives me the pewter effect. I do have to layer the shadows up quite a bit, otherwise they fade really fast. They're not as pigmented as I would like them to be, but this palette is a little bit old, so I don't mind building them up. And honestly, it's kind of exciting that, you know, I've discovered kind of more of what I want from this palette, since I've got till September to kind of work with it for that hashtag It's Been Emotional Project Pan. So Fun times, fun times. And then the other shadow I wanted to bring out is I finally finished Vox from my Kat Von D palette, using it in my brows and as liner. So I'm able to finally start moving into this quad from MAC in the Mariah Carey collection. The quad is called I'm That Chick You Like, and I'm basically going through with the espresso brown shade in the bottom, and I use it to fill in my brows. And if I want a brown liner, then I'm good to go. It's pretty much a dupe for Vox. A little bit drier of a formula, but I really like the application of this shadow. So I'm enjoying getting to start working with this one as well. But in terms of face products, I really wanted a go-to, I know it works foundation routine, because actually the foundation that I'm wearing in that cherry limeade look, I mean, it looks okay, but I wasn't completely thrilled with it. So I decided to put those choices back into my collection and then go with something that I know is like bulletproof, you know what I mean? So I'm going to be pairing the L'Oreal Dream Lumi Light Infusing Primer along with the Maybelline Dream Velvet Soft Matte Hydrating Foundation in the shade Nude. I love these two in combo together. It's just enough glow, but just enough coverage. I don't need to wear a lot of concealer on top of it, so it's kind of an easy go-to. Minimal makeup, even though it's quite full coverage on the skin, but solid. I know that's going to work. And then to set my face, I'm actually going through, this was a product I fell in love with as I did that mauve look from the Lorac Pro, but it is the Hourglass Ambient Lighting Powder in the shade Mood Light. I'm setting my entire face with this powder. It's really, really pretty. I'm not getting that cakey finish. It's really smooth on the skin. I'm getting that ethereal lit from within kind of glow. Really, really digging it, especially with these bronzy colored frames from Firmoo, and again with the taupey earrings. It works. It looks so pretty. I especially love it after my skin kind of sets in with the makeup or warms up to it. You know what I mean? Like when it's had a chance to be on my face for a few minutes and my skin kind of reacts with the makeup. It's just a beautiful finish. So I'm going to use what I can out of it this month and see where we go with it. Then as in terms of bronzer slash blush, because I'm wearing it as a combination of the two, this is the Franken bronzer that I made with a bunch of my Bare Mineral shadows that is quite similar to the Becca Shimmering Skin Perfector in Gradient Glow. It gives a really pretty finish to the skin, and I'm not needing or like craving wearing an additional blush. What I'm using it, or how I'm using it, is I'm going through with an e.l.f. Fluffy powder brush, and I'm really focusing it on the cheeks like I would a blush, and then I'll kind of gently rub it into the perimeters of my face just to give me kind of a rosier glow, and then I'm not worrying about using any product on top of it. And then I'm also using the teeniest little bit to run through my crease area just to make sure that the pewter shades are blended in with that highlight, and it's gorgeous. I love the effect that this is giving me, and I'm so grateful that this worked out. Like, you know, Franken shadows, it can be kind of a hit and miss run, but this not only dupes the Becca product, but I've really been thrilled with the way that this looks on my skin. So it's going to be a treat to pan this. And then to move out quite a bit of old eyeshadow is bonus, absolute bonus. So, and then setting spray, I'm rolling this over from last month. I want to go on and finish this. It's the Flower Seal the Deal Hydrating Setting Spray in the dewy finish, because that foundation routine is quite matte, even with the L'Oreal primer mixed in. So we're going to knock this out, move it out of my collection. I'm still working on my MAC Paint Pot and Soft Ochre, story of my life. I still have yet to hit pan, but I'm going to be working on it. We'll see. I think it's going to happen soon, because literally, like, I can almost see the very bottom of the container. Like, I know it's going to happen probably in the next week or so, which is about time. Seriously, I've been working on this for so long, so gotta keep plugging away at it. And then I'm also going to be working on, I threw this in. It's not a end-all be-all, but since I've been working on the gold shade from the Kat Von D palette today, I actually went through and I put this over the top. It's the Wet n Wild Liquid Catsuit liquid eyeshadow in the shade Pure Intention that came out with the Skulls collection not too long ago. And it's a really pretty way, like I said, just to kind of give it a Naked 2 vibe. Because, I mean, it did have a very mauvey look before, but then once I popped this kind of pinky champagne color, let me show you a swatch. Once I popped this over the top of that gold shade, it really kind of took it into, like, Naked 2 vibes. So I kind of like it. When I want a little bit of extra zhuzh, I think this is going to be a fun product to wear. And then otherwise, like if I just want a basic everyday look, I'm going to run with that gold and just enjoy it and have fun with it. So that was kind of nice. Then in terms of liner, I'm going to be working on the Maybelline Lasting Drama Waterproof Gel Pencil on my lower lash line in Polished Amethyst. I will be setting it with Echo. I really love that combination. It gives Echo a really intense bluish violet appeal without being as periwinkle as it looks in the pan, if that makes any sense at all. So these two in combination are lovely together. I'm also determined I want to finish completely this Bobbi Brown sample lipstick in the shade Brownie. This again is another rollover from last month, but I really I'm determined. I'm going to finish this lipstick and move another one out of my collection. So My Lips But Better, and then in a lot of the Get Ready With Me's coming up. For June and July, I'm going to be switching around wearing fuchsia lips, red lips, coral, darker lips if you want something vampier to be inspired by. So this is going to be the stock item with this look only, and then the Get Ready With Me, so I'm going to be branching out and using other things to really kind of get some more use out of my collection. Then mascara. I'm actually reviewing this for Flower Beauty via the Octoly site. I received this tube of mascara complimentary. This is the Flower Beauty Lash Warrior Mascara. Let me get the packaging out because I've been using it for a couple of days. One of the things that I really like about this mascara is it is a gentle formula. It's great for every day if you want something really light, if you're wanting a cruelty-free makeup item. So feel free to go on and check the Octoly website below. I will have all of that information linked for you if you want to look up more. But one of the things that I was kind of intrigued by when I saw this on the website is the color alone, Fiercest Black. I really love an intense black mascara, but I was attracted to it because it says it's volumizing. In fact, it says 150% fierce, full-blown volume. I wouldn't say that that is, you know, completely true about this mascara. I do notice more volume, but I wouldn't say 150% more volume. And then it also says 100% dramatic thickness. I do agree that it, you know, it definitely does thicken the lashes. I wouldn't say it gives me like a false lash effect under my glasses, but I do like the fact that it is not a crispy mascara, but it's not too wet where you're going to have to worry about sweating it off during the day because it is really hot around here. That is something I'm going to have to kind of keep in mind with mascaras from now on, is the constant transfer onto my lower lash line. So far so good with this Flower mascara. And then also it says 88% the extreme length. I do agree, like the length of my lashes definitely is quite a difference from wearing this mascara to not having any mascara on, but definitely I need to play around with this some more to really kind of see the volumizing effects. So I will keep you posted, but you know, around the end of June, how it goes with the makeup bag recap. But so far, it is a really, really nice formula to wear on an everyday basis. And then lastly, the two items that I'm kind of going to be working on, actually four. Sorry. I switched out a couple of things, so it's taking me a little bit of getting used to. So in terms of waterline pencil and kind of inner corner highlight where I would typically use my NYX Jumbo Eye Pencil in the shade Milk, I have swapped it out for the NYX Faux Whites pencil in the shade White Smoke. It has just enough of a lavender tint where it's really super flattering with the Echo shade, along with all of the taupey, rosy gold mauves that I have kind of going on the eyes. So that was kind of a fun discovery out of my makeup collection. I did pick up a few of these wanting to just shake up my routine a little bit, and since this has just enough of a lavender tint, I thought this is the ideal time to wear this and enjoy it. But again, it's taken me some getting used to because I'm so used to using that NYX Jumbo Eyeshadow Pencil in Milk. So what I did was I took it in my inner corner and I've layered the Skull shade along with Strange on top. I also used a little bit on my brow bone of the Faux White pencil along with that highlighter shade. And then the other thing that I've kind of changed up, I wanted to have the gold shade have a little bit more of a light bronze effect. It's a little too yellow gold where I wanted it to have a slight more champagne look. So I'm using this NYX Jumbo Eye Pencil in the shade Cashmere on my lid to kind of tone down that Legend shade and make it a little bit more champagne. So that's what it looks like on its own, and then when I layer that really bright yellow gold on top, it gives me a little bit more of a champagne effect, and then it's a really brightening effect when you layer the Wet n Wild liquid eyeshadow on top of this. Okay, and that about wraps it up. My camera cut off, so I'm not sure that I was able to mention it, but I am also tossing in this Hard Candy Diebold mascara in the shade Deep Dive, just because I'm on the last little bit of it. But I was watching I think Bright Side is the channel, but you know how they have those videos of like 5-minute crafts, and one of them was 5-minute beauty, or not 5-minute, but beauty hacks. And it caught my attention because one of the things that was talked about was making your own colorful mascara, and how you can take a bright eyeshadow and like shave off a little bit off the top and then pour it into a tube of black mascara, and then boom, you're done. You've got colorful mascara. And so it immediately attracted my attention because I am struggling with the shade Synth from the Kat Von D palette. I've tried a couple of looks. I'm not happy with the way it's turned out. I was also, you know, kind of playing around, like doing like a peacock vibe and then mixing it with other colors, and I'm not happy with that shadow. And so I'm thinking about maybe trying to make a blue mascara with a little bit of it, just to see if I like it. And then if you have any helpful suggestions to use like with that bright blue, because it is so intense, I am open for suggestions, because like I said, I'm really kind of struggling. It is this really intense blue right here. Like it's too bright, where it's kind of hard to mix it with other things, but it's also like, it's so summery looking that I know now is the time that I really kind of need to get with it and figure it out. So the challenge is there. I'm ready to take it on. I just haven't quite figured out what I want to do with that shade. So I hope that you enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you for giving me a little bit of your time. I hope that you have just as much fun at shopping your stash, and be on the lookout. I will be posting those get ready with me's as I get them filmed and edited and uploaded. If you're wanting some inspiration to use colorful eyeshadow out of your collection, see the things that I'm doing to kind of get through the Kat Von D palette. So take care, and I look forward to catching up with you very, very soon. See you later.